Hey, Glam Dolls and Gents, it's Tanya coming to you from the Glam Queens Kingdom. Just coming to you today. I have not been on, social media for a few weeks, I think. So, anyway, I wanted to bring you guys an update and just kind of like a chit chat regarding the mastectomy, bilateral mastectomy process and where I am. And this might be in maybe separated into two segments. So we'll just name this one segment number one. And today I invite you to just grab your favorite drink, grab some coffee, grab some tea, whatever you want. Today I'm drinking a beet juice concoction I just made up just a few minutes ago from my refrigerator. Just some ingredients that I had on hand. I think I used half of a red beet. I had an apple. I had some celery juice and some blueberries. I added water, and there you go. So I like a more watery consistency for my drinks, not really a smoothie kind of person. I don't know, the thick consistency just kind of, I don't know, I just don't enjoy it as much. So anyway, I'm inviting you guys to go ahead and grab your favorite drinks and your glam straws and whatever your favorite glasses are, and yeah, come join me. So here we go. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. So, as many of you know, I have been on this crazy journey, breast cancer recovery journey, for the past, year and a half, I think. And my journey started February of 2019 when I was diagnosed. Starting, I believe it was March 6th, I started my 16 rounds, which was over 5.5 months of aggressive chemotherapy, because the diagnosis was an aggressive stage 3 breast cancer, which was HER2. No, it was triple negative. Okay, so basically, miss, you're in trouble. So anyway, started my chemotherapy March 6th. Went through 5.5 months of that. I completed that July 23rd, 2019. I had about a month off to try and recover. Within that time, I had 2 blood transfusions because the chemo was so aggressive on my body. It was just like too much. At any rate, the 2 transfusions, and then I had the month off, and then August 28th, 27th, 28th, I had a bilateral double mastectomy, and was home recovering from that. October 2019, I returned back to work because my time had run out for short-term disability, and so I had to return back to work. But November, I believe it was like the end of October, first week of November, I began 25 rounds of radiation treatment to this entire right side. So I did that, and then I finished that on December 4th. I had a month off and to recover a bit, and January 1st, 2020, I had to start another round of chemo, which was in pill form this time, and that was Xeloda, which was gabapentin. Is it? No, not gabapentin. Xeloda was oh my God, the generic form for Xeloda was capecitabine. I'm sorry, capecitabine. And so I completed that, and just have been in a period of recovery from everything. My body was exhausted. My mind was exhausted. Physically, I was exhausted. Mentally, I was exhausted, literally, from this entire process. Just going from hurdle to hurdle to hurdle to hurdle is exhausting. Don't let anybody tell you different. You're human. You know when you've had enough. And there were times when I felt like, I'm not strong. I don't know if I'm going to get through this. I'm mad. I'm mad at my body. I'm mad at God for allowing me to have to go through this. And just the whole 9 yards. So anyway, yeah, but then God knows my heart, and that was just my natural state. I was hurting, not only physically but emotionally and mentally, trying to process everything that had occurred in and on my body. It was a lot. Okay, so let's dive into the real meat of this conversation today. The bilateral mastectomy, the double mastectomy, which means that the cancer was actually on my right side and in my lymph nodes. So I believe they were, because cancer was found at the site during surgery, they had to remove extra lymph nodes. And I believe they removed, I want to say 9 lymph nodes, and 7 of those lymph nodes had cancer at the surgery. So aside from all of that aggressive and crazy chemo and that I had gone through initially to try and shrink the mass, which they did, the cancer was so aggressive and disrespectful, let's just say that, disrespectful, that it was there at the surgery. When they went to remove the breast tissue, the cancer was like in the nodes. I think they were only expecting to see maybe 2, but they saw, I think, 7 of the 9. At any rate, if you have cancer, residual cancer remaining after your bilateral mastectomy, holy crap, that meant that cancer was trying to kill you, literally. Okay? Don't take for granted that you survived that. Don't take for granted that you've survived up until now, that you've survived mentally, emotionally, physically through your journey to now, to this point. Oh my God. So anyway, I decided that I was going to have the bilateral mastectomy because I did not want to take a chance in breast cancer coming on the left side as well. My sister was diagnosed with, as many of you know, breast cancer on the same side. And and so watching what she went through, whatever, I just made a decision that I don't want to chance it and have the cancer come back on that side or whatever. So we decided to go ahead and do this side as well. So fast forward to the day after, I guess, the surgery. I was sitting up, surprisingly, oh my God, sitting up the next morning, talking, getting up, going to the restroom and everything. Came home. Of course, my dear sister took care of me. She's a jewel, okay? At any rate, nobody ever really tells you how you'll feel after. And even if they did, I'm not really sure that you would be able to grasp it until you actually live it. I believe that there is a disconnect from you and your breast once you have a bilateral mastectomy, or even just a mastectomy just of one side. I believe that there is okay, I'm stirring my beet drink. Let me just take a sip. Okay, so I believe that there is a disconnect that occurs when when a body part is removed. So they were not able to save the areolas or the nipple areas of my breast. So basically, they just closed up the skin. I wish I could show you, but they closed up the skin. So I have 2 scars from here to here, from inward out, I guess you could say. So they're going straight across my breast. What you see right now is the enhancement that they did over time through the tissue expanders that they inserted at my mastectomy. So surprisingly, I didn't even know what to expect from these tissue expanders, what they would make me look like or feel like. I was never flat chested. I was never, you know, devastated to see or to experience that sight of being a totally flat-chested woman from the mastectomy. So, you know, I woke up and I guess, you know, what I was expecting in the mirror, I didn't see. A couple days later, when I removed the bra, when I was able to actually, you know, shower and all that and see it for the first time, I was really surprised that it wasn't flat. It was like a little mound. Well, through the tissue expanders, they actually enhance you like more and more. So right before I was able to do my radiation treatments, I had gone to maybe three or four appointments, enhancement appointments, where they inject this solution into your tissue expanders. They do something like it's a small hole. They use a tool to actually locate the area where they need to pinpoint and inject the solutions. I was amazed. I was like, oh my God. So over, I think 3 or 4 appointments or whatever, I was enhanced to this size. Well, I think many of you know that I had said, little C, you tried to take me out. You can't just think that, oh, you're gonna just take my little tatas and I'm not gonna get anything out. I said I'm gonna be like Dolly Parton coming through the door. You're gonna see my little tatas before I even get through the door, people. Ah, yes. So I'm just saying, don't judge me. I'm like, you took me through all of this stuff, and for what? You're crazy. If you think that I'm just gonna get, no, honey. We're getting some new tatas, okay? But the point I'm trying to make is, I believe that when I see strong, beautiful women of all colors able to do photographic images of themselves naked, bearing their scars, sharing their bodies, I believe that they've come to a point within themselves. It's a point of strength that you I guess that strength in the disconnection of your body, that strength that you obtain in your body from having gone through that cutting away of that body part, those body parts. They were who you were. They were a part of you. And for them not to be there, you know, for them not to be there any longer, is like, wow, you miss them. But it's like the new body parts that are given to you, as far as the new, you know, implants or the deep flap or whatever. The deep flap may be a little different because they're using your actual skin and fat and body part, you know, body stuff from your midsection and a little below. But if you're doing like implants and all that, it's some sort of, I just believe that, I feel like that there's a disconnect that allows you to be strong enough to share yourself with the world, to show them that you made it through a situation, an event that was designed to kill you, your body, and who you were meant to be. But you overcame that. And to be able to share that with the world is amazing. I'm just, I guess, wanting to just talk about that disconnection that you feel when you go through a surgery like that, a bilateral mastectomy. Both of your breasts are removed. The tissue, anything that was associated with or affected by that cancer. So my areolas, I will never have a sensation in that area again. Nipples, areola, that whole area, that whole thing. I will never have the original sensation. So if you opt to do the tattoos, they will actually tattoo an areola and a nipple. They now can do 3D imaging or whatever on your chest to have you, I guess, design an areola and a 3D nipple, I believe. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. I was actually thinking that maybe I would do something really pretty, like some sort of design that's really sparkly. Look, see this back here? That's what I want to see. See her? See her with all her little frillies and, yes, look at her little pearls. I mean, her little, sparklies or whatever. I think those are pearls on her flower. But anyway, the point is, I want something pretty and glam. I want something that's girly. I want something that's sparkly and shiny. So when I do open up to, my robe or whatever, and I see myself in the mirror, I want to see, pretty. Yes. Not that I'm trying to cover my scars. I just don't want to always be reminded of the trauma that I went through. I know in my mind, in my heart or whatever, that I did go through it. But I want to be able to see something beautiful coming out of this experience for me. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And again, I just want you guys to be encouraged to just keep on living, keep on going. If you decide to do a bilateral mastectomy, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. It's a tough decision. It took me a little bit of time to weigh all the options and to really think about what it would mean for me going forward. I'll be 53 this July. And I guess for me, I'm just like, wow, I lived through all of that. A bilateral mastectomy. Like, I was so afraid of everything. But let me tell you, my doctors, my care, they made sure that I was medicated enough to not feel the way that I imagined I would. Yes, there was major discomfort, but not to the magnitude that I thought I would experience. I thank God for Mercy Medical Center in Baltimore. Okay, Dr. David Reisberg, the best oncologist ever. To this day, he is by far my favorite, absolute favorite physician ever. To my breast surgeon, Dr. Neil Friedman, the director of the Hofberger Breast Center at Mercy Medical Center in Baltimore. When I tell you these doctors are amazing, my radiation doctor, Dr. Sally Cheston, she's not from Mercy Medical Center, but I was referred to her. When I tell you amazing care. Okay. And then my breast reconstruction doctor is Dr. Brendan Collins. So far to this point, I am pleased with the way that Dr. Collins has, handled me and, informed me and, his care for me and everything, whatever. So, yeah, we will be back because I want to give you guys an update on my scheduled final surgery coming up on July 7, 2020. So anyway, we will be back with segment two of this particular journey. Okay, love you, glam dolls and gents. I'll see you shortly.